Audiobook Goodbye to Excess Weight: The Psychology of Lasting Change. Chapter 4. Affirmations. Affirmations are phrases, meaningful statements, and mental images composed according to specific rules that, when perceived by the subconscious as specific attitudes, can alter a person's psychological state and stimulate positive changes in their life. How do affirmations work? Affirmations are not magic spells or mantras. They do not possess magical or mystical powers. They are very simple and understandable positive statements that, for them to be effective, simply need to be repeated regularly over a period of time. They help normalize emotional states, increase self-esteem, overcome guilt, gain self-confidence, mobilize towards achieving goals, and change one's attitude towards certain problems. But the main power of affirmations lies in their ability to register our goals and desires at a subconscious level, thereby transforming them into a real life-changing program. Our brain is designed in such a way that affirmations created according to specific rules and repeated many times very quickly begin to be perceived as existing reality, as an accomplished fact. The easiest way to change your life. Goals and desires formulated as positive affirmations are transformed by our subconscious into beliefs. And beliefs are a real force, capable of moving mountains on the path to achieving a set goal. They compel the body to change in accordance with new ideas about itself and its place in the world. This property of our subconscious has been known since ancient times. The magic of political slogans, mottos, cries, and appeals is based on the ability of short, energetic statements to shape the right beliefs. They possess truly powerful force. With their help, public opinion can be swayed and entire nations mobilized to achieve specific political imperatives. The art of influencing people's minds with words is taught to orators, politicians, and public figures. Moreover, the magic of short phrases imbued with a vivid, positive message is the main driver of sales and the foundation of the advertising business. Those who can create sales slogans that can penetrate the protective filters of common sense own all the money in the world. I won't give examples of such phrases here, as they work for specific political systems or brands, the advertising of which is not my goal. But I'm sure you can come up with plenty of such examples yourself. The use of affirmations for medical purposes as a special psychotherapeutic technique is associated with the name of Louise Hay. Her book, You Can Change Your Life, published in 1984, instantly became a worldwide bestseller. The central idea of this work is that the main causes of all our problems, both physical and psychological, are negative self-perception, low self-esteem, and a lack of faith in our abilities. Louise Hay proposed affirmations as a tool capable of changing our self-image and thereby healing both mind and body. This was perceived as a revelation and contributed to a dramatic surge in the popularity of this method worldwide. The success of this technique was due to the fact that working with affirmations is quite simple and almost always produces a guaranteed positive result. Interest in affirmations remains very high today. It is one of the main trends in modern medical psychology and psychotherapy. To use affirmations, you don't need to study medicine or psychology or spend years of your life understanding secret philosophical or occult systems. Simply learn how to correctly compose short verbal formulations and work with them. However, not every phrase can become an affirmation. There are certain rules for their composition. They are few, but they are strict. None of them should be neglected. For a phrase to acquire powerful and transformative effect, it must meet certain requirements. Rules for writing affirmations. 1. An affirmation should be formulated as a statement, as an indisputable fact. It should be perceived as simply and unambiguously. This is necessary so that the verbal formula can easily penetrate all the barriers of our consciousness. Under normal circumstances, the conscious mind is the main protector of the foundations of our personality. It is a formidable filter that, using moral taboos, doubts, logic, humor, and other powerful defensive techniques, filters out from the subconscious anything that could harm it. To ensure that the conscious mind allows an affirmation to pass through, we need to construct it in such a way that it is not perceived as a potential threat. It should be as clear, understandable, and precise as possible. It should sound powerful and convincing, like the ultimate truth. 2. Affirmations are recommended to use verbs in the present tense. Some experts are quite categorical on this issue. However, experience shows that the measured use of formulas containing verbs in the future tense also produces excellent results. 3. Affirmations should be positive, mobilizing, and inspiring, without the slightest hint of negativity, hidden threat, or malicious intent. Otherwise, the mind simply won't process the phrase. It will question its safety. It will come up with numerous logical refutations to the statement it contains. It will find something funny or scary in it, and ultimately nullify its impact. 4. When composing affirmations on your own, it is not recommended to use incomplete semantic formulations containing the particle not. Some sources extend this prohibition to any use of this particle in psychotherapy. A few words about the particle not. I want to dwell here a bit, because the particle not is surrounded by a multitude of fears, rumors, and speculation. Some parapsychologists advise never using it at all, and never using it anywhere. Eliminate it not only from psychotherapy, but from life in general. You see, it's unthinkable. Otherwise, they claim, everything in life will be bad. Supposedly, the particle not, being a negation, will attract negativity, illness, failure, bad luck, lack of love, poverty, and other misfortunes and horrors, into all aspects of the lives of those who use it. I believe this is complete nonsense. At its core, it's shameless intimidation and brainwashing, which has nothing to do with psychology but everything to do with making easy money. After all, in order to restore good fortune to their victims, these psychology entrepreneurs offer their miraculous help, naturally, not free, and sometimes even lifelong support. When I encounter people who have fallen for the bait of such specialists, and have come to believe in the black magic of the particle not, it's very difficult for me to convince them otherwise. Fear runs deep. And to overcome fear and resume using the word not in everyday speech, victims of zombification must make a great effort. They continue to flinch for a long time after hearing or seeing the word not in a text. There is another theory related to the unusual properties of the word not. It posits that the subconscious doesn't perceive the word not, and therefore changes the meaning of any phrases containing it to the opposite. Thus, the wish "don't be sick" becomes the command "get sick," "don't kill" becomes "kill," "don't steal" becomes "steal," and so on. Apparently, adherents of this theory believe that God has little understanding of the psychology of the people He created, if He decided to leave them such commandments. To support this concept, its followers like to cite the following example. If someone tells you, "Don't think about a white tiger," then you will think only about it. This will happen precisely because the particle not will go unnoticed by our subconscious. But let's go further and expand the experiment a little by changing the original phrase. Let it read, "Don't think about a white tiger, think about a yellow crocodile." The effect in this case will be exactly as desired. The phrase will be taken literally and will produce the predicted result. You will think about what was asked of you, a yellow hippopotamus. As we can see, both the first and second phrases contain the particle not. In this respect, they are similar. They differ only in their semantic load. In the first case, it is incomplete, while in the second, it is full and defined. When the semantic accents are placed correctly, the meaning of the particle not is perceived exactly as intended. That is, the reverse effect on the first phrase about the white rabbit is caused not by the special properties of the particle not, but by the incomplete semantic load contained in this formulation. Our conscious and subconscious minds perceive the particle not just like any other part of speech. If what I've said on this matter seems unconvincing to you, I suggest you try the following experiment. Try going without using the particle for at least one day. No, and you'll see for yourself that it's impossible. After all, as the saying goes, a holy place abhors a vacuum. Without the particle no, our brain will begin to transform affirmative sentences into interrogative ones. Almost everything will be questioned. Negations will be formed from affirmations. Yes will turn into no, and no into yes. For example, the positive and life-affirming phrase, "I want to be healthy," can easily turn into a question charged with negative energy and doubt. If I want to be healthy, doesn't that mean I'm not healthy right now, but sick? I've spent so much time explaining my position on the validity of using the particle no in psychotherapy because I often encounter questions on this topic. I believe that when talking about affirmations, it would be wrong to ignore or sidestep this topic. I'm convinced that we shouldn't abandon the use of the particle not in psychotherapy in general and when writing affirmations in particular, much less completely eliminate it from our lives. But we must learn to use it correctly. Let's put an end to the issue of the particle not and return to the rules of writing affirmations. 5. The meaning of the phrase must be clear and unambiguous, without the possibility of double interpretation. The verbal formulation should be free of doubt, ambiguity, or even the slightest hint of a hidden subtext. When composing it, it is recommended to avoid complex logical constructions and double negatives. 6. The affirmation should contain a call to action or motivate or inspire. It is best if it calls for something concrete and understandable, something visible and touchable, a tangible result. It should be energetically charged. This quality of affirmations creates and stimulates the desire to achieve goals. If you cannot precisely define a goal or action, at least indicate the direction of movement. In our specific case, the goal is to lose excess weight, overcome low self-esteem, and a tendency toward depression. 7. You shouldn't use too many affirmations. 5 to 6 phrases are ideal. Of course, the number can vary. Everyone is individual. Some people create a multi-page list of their desires and goals using affirmations. But others use a single slogan consisting of a few energetically charged words. Do what you like, as your intuition tells you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You can subsequently reduce or expand the number of phrases. You can edit them to ensure they best match your emotional perception. Examples of affirmations for weight loss. Working with affirmations is an individual process. I recommend creating phrases from words you commonly use in your everyday life. Don't try to make them sound scientific or literary. The important thing is that they feel personal, understandable, and uniquely yours. Connect your affirmations as closely as possible to yourself, both semantically and emotionally. Let them begin to resonate within you, their own voice. Let yourself want to pronounce them, repeat them, savor them. Again and again. Don't regret the time you spend creating them. When you and your life begin to change for the better, you'll know you've done everything right. If you're still unsure, you can use the affirmations I use in my healing videos as a basis. Of course, not all of them, but only those that resonate with you, evoke an emotional or mental response, and hit the mark. I feel it's important to say that I don't claim to be the author of all these affirmations. They can be found in various sources. I don't even remember where or when I found them. I don't think it matters much. What's important is that they were created for people to use. I've tested them all in practice, and they work wonderfully. I am a healthy person and have a healthy attitude towards food. I eat little. I always feel full. I eat only when I'm hungry. I think about food less and less. Food is indifferent to me. I am indifferent to the sight, smell, and color of food. Food ceases to be a pastime for me. I have complete control over my relationship with food. I easily and completely suppress the excessive need for food. I eat only to live, work, and improve my health. I easily refuse excess food. I feel full quickly and immediately forget about food. I always stop eating when I feel full. Once I stop eating, I immediately and completely forget about food. I feel full quickly. I easily control my appetite. I give up overeating so I can live and work happily. I manage my thoughts about food. I manage my diet. I eat healthy. I easily follow healthy eating recommendations. I enjoy the way my meals are planned. I am freed from problems associated with overeating. I have a healthy, strong, and firm stomach. I have excellent digestion. I have healthy, strong intestines. My intestines are easily cleansed. My weight is constantly decreasing. I lose weight effortlessly. Excess weight comes off easily. I enjoy losing weight. With every kilogram lost, I become healthier and younger. My figure is becoming slimmer. I am developing a thin waist. My body's proper proportions are returning. I am completely in tune with my ideal image. My health is improving. I am becoming stronger, more active, and younger. I enjoy leading a healthy lifestyle. I am watching my weight. I am filled with energy and zest for life. I am filled with the joy of life. My soul sings with happiness. My eyes sparkle. My life is amazingly beautiful. I have a light gait. My body is light. I am always active and full of energy. Movement brings me pleasure. I love myself and my life. I am getting rid of excess weight once and for all. How to work with affirmations. Once you've created your affirmations and perfectly customized them for yourself, recite these phrases as often as possible. Don't say them out loud. Repeat them silently, like a counting rhyme or a poem. Do this whenever you have a free moment. Repeat them before and after meals. When you go to the store to buy groceries or when visiting someone. When you turn on the TV or log into your social media account. The more often you repeat your affirmations, the faster positive changes will come into your life. You can't overdo it. Write your affirmations beautifully on colorful post-it notes and post them on the refrigerator or near your computer. You can use them as a screensaver on your smartphone's lock screen or as desktop wallpaper. Let these formulas for positive change always be with you. Let them become your constant companions, your habit. Your subconscious will accept them, and your life will begin to change in the direction you've chosen. I also use affirmations in my practice. I have videos on my channel. I recommend starting with the morning affirmations. I'm losing weight without dieting. But I want to clarify right away, anticipating possible questions about this. The affirmations you can find on my channel are not affirmations in the classic sense. After all, they aren't independent work with your subconscious, but a form of direct suggestion administered by a psychotherapist. I want to emphasize that the rules for creating affirmations outlined in this chapter apply only to independent work in this area and do not apply to other types of psychotherapy. There's no need to compare them with other techniques and practices, such as autogenic training, meditation, or visualization. For example, during a hypnosis session, the punch-and-dry power of verbal formulations, such as affirmations, is not necessary. A hypnologist works with your subconscious. Other techniques, such as a trance state, are used to bypass the filters of consciousness. You are not required to actively participate in the session. The hypnologist can convey the correct meaning of the suggestion formulas, explain them, and reinforce them using visualization, accentuation, and other techniques. I want to emphasize that all sessions on my channel are exclusively positive and have positive energy. They are all aimed at achieving health.